Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be demonstrating different suture patterns and what they're used for. So have you ever wondered why you see different suture patterns in animals and humans and what they're used for? Well, in this video today I'm going to be talking about 3 different suture patterns and what they're used for and how they are done. So the first suture pattern that I'm going to be talking about is a simple interrupted. This was one of the first suture patterns I learned when I went to GCI, and it's probably one of the easiest. The second one I'll be talking about is a cruciate, which is just used to spread tension along a wound, which is normally a shorter wound. And then I'll be talking about a horizontal mattress pattern, which is also used to spread tension, but it's more used for deeper wounds rather than the other one I just talked about. So I'm going to show you those. So before I get started with the demonstration, let me show you what I will be using and what you typically need for a suture or like a wound or anything. So I got very lucky and I talked to my GCI teacher because we were doing like skills in class. So I got some suture material, which is just the needle and thread that they use. So the one I'm using, the size is a 1.5 metric and it's 17 millimeters, and then the needle itself is 75 centimeters. Sorry, they have them a little out of order on there. Okay, so for this, you can barely see it. Again. So typically this needle is used for small animals like dogs and cats rather than the bigger ones you see that are normally like this big, and those are used for equine and stuff. Those are the ones we normally practice with in class just because it's easier to see and see if we messed up on anything. And then this is the suture material itself that I will be using. And then normally you would use thumb forceps and needle holders, but I do not have those today, so I'm going to be substituting those for tweezers, because tweezers are a lot like thumb forceps. If you ever use them, they're very similar, just a little thinner. And then I'm going to be using regular scissors as needle holders. Do not recommend this. I just couldn't get into class to borrow some. But you also will need scissors when doing suture material unless your needle holders have built-in scissors. And then obviously you would wear gloves. But for this demonstration I'm not going to be doing that, so it's time to jump into the first suture. Okay, so for this first suture that I'm going to be showing is the simple interrupted. These are just examples that I've done during class, and then for today's purpose of this video I'm just going to be using this little stuffed animal guy to show you the examples on. Okay, so quick little voiceover for these because the sound was very hard to hear. So basically you're just going to thread it through one side, out through the other, and then make a knot. You're going to do 3 knots to secure it, and that is how you do the simple interrupted stitch. Okay, so the second stitch I'll be showing is the cruciate stitch or the X stitch. You start from right to left, typically if you're right-handed, and then the opposite if you're left-handed. But you go in from the right, and then you're gonna go in for the second like enter point the same way that you just did. And then after you get it through the skin, you're gonna connect the first 2 points together by tying a knot. And typically you do 3 knots, so you're gonna do 3 knots to secure it. Okay, so the last stitch that I'll be showing you how to do is a horizontal mattress stitch. This is one of like the last stitch patterns we learned, or suture patterns we learned. So you go through right to left, and then you're gonna come back through. So you're kind of making like an oval shape. And then you're gonna, once you get that through the skin, you're gonna tie the 2 together. And this is underneath the skin, so you will only see the 2 sides of it. Okay, so this is the outro of the video. I wanted to include it in a different part just because I wanted to explain what was going on in the other videos if it was a little hard to follow. So in the videos I had a little trouble doing the sutures like I would normally do just because I didn't have needle holders, because they give you like a grip when you do the suture, and when you tie them it makes it a lot easier. So the thread itself, needle, whatever you want to call it, material doesn't like slip. So I had a few problems with that, but like that does happen in some practices still. But obviously it's not about how fast you can do sutures, if you can do it well and make sure that there's no open skin area or wound area. So I will probably update this video in the future once I get the right suture material, because I do go back to class next week because I am on break right now, so it was a little hard for me to gather material. I was thankful enough that I was able to get real suture material from my teacher, but it's hard to take suture, like actual objects, out of class. The only reason we were able to take that is it was like in a sealed package, I guess. But either way, I hope you guys liked my video and learned something new. And again, just another refreshment of the sutures I did. I did a simple interrupted, I did the horizontal mattress, and then I did the cruciate, which is CX, which is probably one of my favorite ones just because I think it looks really cool in my opinion. And I have job shadowed a few veterinarian practices, and I have did like internships over there, and I normally commonly see them do interrupted, simple interrupted, which I thought was weird because there's all the other ones, but I guess that's just what they have to do. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed my video.